Hello, everybody. Josh here, and welcome back to another episode of the Kayfabe Central podcast. And where in this one, I will be going over Monday Night Raw from September 29th, 2025. While I pull up these notes, because I was trying to get my notes up on my computer and it just wasn't working. But I am here with your Monday Night Raw review, post-show review for September 29th, 2025. Just wrapped up, just finished a 9:30 finish, which I'm okay with. 9:30, that's nice and early. I still have a bit of a night to myself. Obviously, I have to record this post show, but I still have a bit of a night to myself, which is always good. Which is why I kind of like during the day, Monday Night Raws when they're international. That way I have the rest of the day to myself. I don't have any coverage to do throughout the night unless some like news breaks out or something like that. But yeah, that's about it. Um, I'm gonna go into everything that happened on Monday Night Raw. If you're new here, then I go over all the matches, all the segments, all the promos, all that good stuff. If you're returning, you know how this works already, and welcome back. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell so you're up to date with all the videos, podcasts, and interviews that come to the channel. Make sure you subscribe to the Discord server, the Kayfabe Central Discord server. We also have our non-wrestling channel. If you want to talk about anything non-wrestling related, you can go ahead and do so. It's all in the link down below. Make sure you follow my TikTok as well. I do live watch-alongs for Monday Night Raw, NXT, Dynamite, and SmackDown. So everything except for TNA and obviously the PLEs on pay-per-views as well. So make sure you go ahead and follow me on TikTok and come in and join the lives, chat it up, ask questions, whatever it may be. Make sure you go ahead and follow that TikTok. Make sure you also go check out the Kayfabe Central Ko-Fi page. It's $5 minimum to subscribe to the exclusive wrestling content tier. Earlier today, I posted my Monday Night Raw predictions on the Ko-Fi page on the exclusive wrestling content tier. Didn't get a lot of those predictions right, actually. I got a lot wrong tonight, which, you know what? It happens. And, I'm not mad at it. I'm not somebody who gets like overly stressed when I don't get predictions right. And honestly, when I get them wrong, I'm like, you know what? Cool. That wasn't predictable. And we're gonna get into a few of those things as well. This episode of Monday Night Raw was fine. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't good either. There were a lot of things that I just kind of was like, and there's something that I was like, okay, this isn't bad. Um, so we're gonna get straight into it. We kicked off the night with Rhea Ripley coming out. She was pissed off about the betrayal last week from Asuka and Kairi Sane, and she called them out to the ring, but she got Io Sky instead. Io Sky, she said Asuka and Kairi Sane is still her family, and I'm not gonna lie, I said this on live. This made Io Sky look a little bit stupid because you just got your ass whooped last week and you're still going to come out and say, "Oh well, they're still my family. Maybe there's still some good in them." Yeah, it just doesn't look the best. If you get your ass whooped, that should be immediate crash out, right? That should be the next week you're there with Rhea Ripley and you're waiting to fight them. But not the case here. However, on the Titantron, Asuka and Kairi Sane appeared. Asuka said some things in Japanese, but it was all translated. She pretty much said that she is willing to forgive Io Sky, even though she was the one in the wrong. And all it takes is for Io Sky to apologize, but it's too late for Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley was trying to get Io Sky to trust her, but Io said she needs time to think about it and left the ring. As she left the ring, Asuka and Kairi Sane jumped Rhea Ripley from behind. Um, what's it called? Asuka and Kairi Sane got the upper hand, but then Io Sky came in and saved Rhea Ripley, but Asuka delivered the poison mist onto Io Sky. So that solidified the betrayal. And I'm gonna get into what happened a little bit later on with Io Sky and the announcements regarding that. Um, so yeah, cool little promo. And what I like about this opening segment, it didn't take up half an hour of the show. It did its thing, it did its job, and we moved on from it. That's what it should be. Like the thing with Monday Night Raw, every week you hear it with everybody that reviews these shows. the opening segments are always like 30 minutes long. It takes up half an hour of the show, of the first hour. And I'm glad that they didn't do that there. It really seemed like the time management on this show was a lot better. Um, yeah, it was a lot better than they've done in the past. So maybe this was a fully booked Triple H show. Who knows? Um, but then to kick off the night, we had the Men's Intercontinental Championship on the line. Dominic Mysterio defeated Rusev to retain the title. I had made the prediction that Rusev was going to win this match and win the title because I honestly think he needs a title to really solidify this run and solidify his heel run and his character. I thought he could have done good work with that IC title. And then I was even thinking like maybe he could run a match back with John Cena. You know, they had quite the rivalry back in like 2015-ish time. So they could have easily run that back, but no, Dominic Mysterio hit a low blow. He actually tried to do the Eddie Guerrero thing where he tossed the belt to Rusev and took a bump. However, the referee saw him do the entire thing. And the ref obviously did not call out the match. Dominic Mysterio then was like, the ref went to the corner to put the title away, and Dominic Mysterio went up to the referee and was like holding on to him. And then as Rusev came from behind, Dominic Mysterio delivered a low blow and won the match to retain the Intercontinental title. He rolled up Rusev after the low blow, held the tights. So maybe Rusev is going to come back for revenge. He's probably not going to go out like that. But as for right now, Dominic Mysterio retains the IC title. Earlier today, LA Knight was talking to Adam Pearce about facing Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship because he was the last person to beat Seth Rollins, which, is a valid argument. The New Day without Grayson Waller, so only Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston, walks into Adam Pearce's office and asks for a World Tag Title shot, and Adam Pearce was like, "No, you have to earn it." Um, and LA Knight and Kofi Kingston start going back and forth. Kofi talks about how, he's the only world champion in the room. And LA Knight tells him that, you know what? You're a world champion, but you're never going to win a world champion again. And I'm going to prove that to you tonight. So Adam Pearce makes it official for later on tonight, LA Knight versus Kofi Kingston. Um, we then had a vignette where we took a look at the history of Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. Um, at first, I was like, oh, we're doing this again, but it was a pretty interesting vignette video package. Yeah, wasn't too bad at all. I was slightly interested in it, so I'm like, okay, they did a pretty good job with this. We then had a backstage segment. Bayley went up to Lyra Valkyria once again, all joyful, and asked Lyra Valkyria to be in her corner tonight. But Lyra said, no, after what happened last week, you pushed me around, you called me names. I'm not gonna be in your corner tonight. I'm not dealing with whatever this is. And Bayley looked pretty hurt by it. And she walked away. She had Lyra Valkyria's shirt on even. So yeah, well, Bailey has multiple personalities going on, obviously, and we got to see where it takes us. But where it took us after that was Raquel Rodriguez defeating Bailey by pinfall. A pretty okay match. The crowd was not into this match at all. For a majority of the match, they were just dead quiet. They had no interest in it, and I can't fully blame them. They don't have much reason to be interested in it and make noise. So I can't fully blame them for this one. After the match, Raquel and Roxanne, of course, attacked Bailey after the match, and Lyra Valkyria came out and made this save. Um, However, she was put down as well by Raquel and Roxanne, but then Bailey just like triggered another personality and just got pissed off and cleared the ring of Raquel and Roxanne. And looks like she was in that ding dong hello gimmick that she had and was like, she helped Lyra up. She's like, come on, you idiot. Um, so yeah. So some of this is funny. Some of this is like, okay, where is this really going? Is this really gonna be good? Um, but Bailey's doing what she can with this. I know she's somebody who said she wants to do like any storyline possible. She wants to do everything possible. So I guess this is one of the things. And she looks like she's having fun. She looks like she's just doing what she can. And what she's given she's gonna work with. And I can commend her for that. Um Backstage, Jimmy Uso was questioning Jey Uso about leaving last week and not helping him out. Jay got a little bit offended that Jimmy asked that, and he said he's really just focused on winning that World Heavyweight Championship back, and that's not something Jimmy Uso would know anything about. So yeah, and then he caught himself. He's like, "Look, man, forget about LA Knight. Let's just focus on the Braun Brawns tonight." And Jimmy still looked a little bit rattled by the comment. Um, Kairi Sane tried to reason with Io Sky backstage, but Io Sky wasn't having it. She told her to go away. And she still had the poison mist all in her eyes, all over her. Um, we then had LA Knight defeating Kofi Kingston by pinfall. A fine match. There wasn't anything too crazy about this match. It was just a match. Um, then yeah, LA Knight won. They had a pretty cool sequence at the end where LA Knight went into the BFT. So yeah, some showcase of their athletic ability there. We both know what LA Knight. We all know what LA Knight and Kofi Kingston can both do. So yeah, cool little sequence to end the match. You can really see Kofi Kingston slowing down a little bit. I don't want to say like he's getting washed or anything because I don't think that's the case at all. I think he still can perform really, really well, but you can see him slowing down a little bit, and it makes me a little bit sad to see because I remember just like 2012, man, the guy was insane. Even just like in 2019 when he won the WWE title. But that's what age does to everybody, right? Um, Backstage, Becky Lynch was making fun of Maxine Dupree and Akira Tozawa, then attacked them both. I found this pretty funny because it was just like, okay, Akira Tozawa just caught a random stray for no reason and just got clocked in the face. Um, the match ended up getting made official later on in the night that Becky Lynch will be facing Maxine Dupree next week on Monday Night Raw. Even though we've gotten this match before, we're getting it again because it seems like they just don't have anybody else to face Becky. I don't know where AJ Lee went. We do know that CM Punk is going to be returning next week, so I'm intrigued to see what that's going to entail. If he's going to be involved in a segment with Cody and Seth potentially, or what's going to happen with that. Maybe he gets thrown into a new feud. We got to find out. And hopefully we see AJ Lee soon. Um, but Becky after that went up to Seth Rollins and asked if he wants if he wants her to be out there in his corner against Cody in that because he had a segment planned for Cody Rhodes or with Cody Rhodes I should say, and Seth Rollins said nope, I need to do this alone, so Becky let him. We then had the promo between Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes. Seth pretty much said he is going to cleanse the timeline by beating Cody Rhodes at Crown Jewel because he is 0-3 against Cody Rhodes. So he said he's going to cleanse that timeline because that doesn't matter anymore. It's in the past. They're not the same person anymore, either of them. And he's going to cleanse that timeline by beating Cody Rhodes at Crown Jewel, and everything in the WWE will run through him. The future will run through Seth Rollins. Um, yeah, a pretty good promo here by both of them. If you missed Monday Night Raw, one of the things I will tell you to go check out for sure is this promo because this was really good. This was really good from both of them, especially Seth. Seth just keeps proving why he's one of the best in the world right now. Um, yeah, absolute fantastic promo work from both Cody and Seth Rollins here. Um, we then had a tag team match. AJ Styles and Dragon Lee, AJ Lee, defeated Los Americanos. Now we have names for the other two El Grande Americanos, Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. But their names are Bravo and Riho. I can't remember. I know it wasn't a Riho because they can't do Riho. But I think it was Riho. If I'm not mistaken. If I got that wrong, let me know in the comment section below. But it was something along those lines. But AJ Styles and Dragon Lee defeated them. They both cut a promo during the commercial break before the match. AJ Styles talked about his match with John Cena at Crown Jewel. Dragon Lee talked about how he became the number one contender for the AAA Mega Championship and told Dominic Mysterio that he is going to be coming for him. So yeah, intrigued to see where that goes. Maybe does Dragon Lee win that AAA Mega title? I don't think he will. I think they're going to keep that on Dom as long as they can, and maybe El Grande Americano is the one to beat him, or maybe it's Rey Mysterio himself to beat Dominic Mysterio. Backstage, Stephanie Vacquer's interview was interrupted by Tiffany Stratton because obviously they have their match coming up at Crown Jewel as well. Tiffany Stratton said Stephanie Vacquer is going to find out why every single time, everywhere, no matter when, it always runs through Tiffy time. So yeah, pretty generic stuff there from Tiffany Stratton and Stephanie Vacquer. I'd like to see a segment between these two, like how we saw with Seth and Cody. Next week are the go home shows for Crown Jewel, if I'm not mistaken. So I'd like to see at least one segment, maybe this week on SmackDown, maybe next week on Raw, or next week on SmackDown. I'd like to see an in-ring segment between them two, just to hype it up a little bit more. It needs a little bit more build. We then went to the Tornado Tag Team match, the main event of the evening. The Usos defeated Bronson Reed and Wow, that voice crack was insane. Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. I'm losing my voice, guys. You gotta cut me some slack. You gotta cut me some slack. I'm losing my voice. I've been talking so much through these podcasts, through the TikTok lives, through the other TikToks. Give me a break, guys. Give me the benefit of the doubt, all right? If my voice cracks once in a while, just let me be, all right? Um, but the Usos won with some help from a returning Roman Reigns. Roman came back. This was actually pretty funny because in the live, Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker were stacking Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso, and I was like, "Oh, this is Roman Reigns' thing. Pin them, stack them." And then right when I said that, Roman Reigns' music hit, and I started laughing. One of my friends, Los, in the chat was laughing. He's like, "Oh, this guy summoned Roman Reigns." I'm like, "Yeah, say his name and he appears, right?" Uh, um, but yeah, Roman Reigns came back, helped the Usos pick up the victory. After the match, Roman Reigns was hyping up Jey Uso, and Jey Uso was saying, I'm gonna smash them all. Jimmy Uso was in the background there. He wasn't looking very happy about the conversation going between Roman Reigns and Jey Uso because Jimmy Uso and everybody else thinks that there's something wrong with Jey Uso, that there's something going on. But Roman Reigns seems like he's gotten in Jey's head that we're gonna see bits of Roman Reigns coming out in Jey Uso in time to come because Jimmy Uso did not look happy with what he was seeing. So we're probably going to see some more development on that next week because that is how Monday Night Raw closed. Like I said at the start of this was a pretty okay episode of Monday Night Raw. It wasn't anything too spectacular. I mean, how many times are we going to see Roman Reigns return, right? And this was a little bit spoiled, but for me on Twitter because there was a post that said Roman Reigns was in North Carolina, so I'm like, okay, we're probably going to get him. Um, yeah, Roman came out. He just cleared out Braun Breaker, cleared out Bronson Reed. Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso capitalized, hit the double Uso splash for the win. If you guys are curious about the finish, um, I didn't get much from this match as a whole, to be honest. Half of it was a commercial break. So like obviously in Canada we don't have commercial breaks. We see the match for the most part, at least. Like there was a match on this card, I can't remember which one. Oh yeah, it was the Styles and Dragon Lee versus Los Americanos. I actually had a commercial break during that one. And I'm pretty sure everyone else internationally did as well, where we got a whole bunch of ads for like movies on Netflix and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, that was Monday Night Raw. Let me know what you guys thought about Monday Night Raw tonight, and if you got your predictions right, if you got your predictions wrong. I got a whole lot of predictions wrong, but you know what? That's okay. It happens sometimes. I can't get all of them right, right? But yeah, let me know what you guys thought of Monday Night Raw. Like I said in the beginning, make sure you are subscribed, like, and comment, hit the notification bell so you're up to date with all the videos, podcasts, and interviews that come to the channel. Subscribe to the Kayfabe Central Ko-Fi page. It's $5 minimum to subscribe to the exclusive wrestling content tier. Go check out the TikTok page as well, where I do all my TikTok lives for the weekly shows and do TikTok previews as well for the weekly shows, whether it be Raw, NXT, Dynamite, TNA, or SmackDown. That being the previews, I don't do live streams for TNA since it's pre-taped. So yeah, make sure you guys go check all that out. Go check out all my social medias as well, where I post all the news, latest wrestling news in the WWE or in just the professional wrestling industry as a whole. I post the wrestling news for. So make sure you guys go check all that out. And with that being said, I will see you guys tomorrow night for the NXT post-show review. And until then, take it easy.